Well, thank you, Jieyu, and thank you to all of our panelists here for your time today. We're looking forward to learning about your long and winding road to decision quality. And I'd like to begin at the beginning. Basically, I want to hear the stories of how you first introduced the push for DQ in your organization, and what first brought this around to making this something you felt was necessary in the organization.
So I'm happy to start. Our journey started in the early 1990s, and I think is typical of some companies. It started with, I think, what we've been calling an executive sponsor, someone who got exposed in a senior leadership level to the field of decision analysis back in the early 90s. Felt it was an appropriate thing to bring in to Lilly, as Lilly was dealing with a portfolio of R&D projects that was increasing in size and needed to deal with the complexities of that, and then dealing with complexities of decision making and drug development, which includes big uncertain investments, and so felt that this was an important thing to bring in and could help inform decision making. And we can talk about the journey from there on, but we started with an executive sponsor who brought it in and have gone from there.
Excellent, Charles. Peter, you're smiling.
Yeah, no, it's first of all, Matt, it's great to be here with everybody. This wonderful august panel. So I appreciate the opportunity to chat with everybody. I have probably a unique situation in that after leaving SDG, after having been a consultant and getting indoctrinated in this wonderful, incredible methodology, I ended up being at both BMS, Celgene, and now Alnylam. And in all three cases, a very different circumstance. Joining BMS, it already had an established DA group. It harkens back to the days of Rick Vaney, actually, I think in the late 1990s, instituting this at BMS. And it started as a very robust process and then had sort of backtracked a little bit by the time I got there in 2006. We can talk about that more a little bit later. Celgene, I joined corporate strategy with a leader who wanted me to bring it there, but we never made any kind of progress. And then in the Goldilocks world, now at Alnylam, we actually have a perfect circumstance where I have had the opportunity to create this kind of a decision analytics capability within the company. But it's been very much a stealth effort. I've been trying to bring it in as just demonstrating value through the work that we do, as opposed to having an executive sponsor that came and said, "Thou shalt do it this way." I haven't had that benefit, I should say. So it's been very much from the ground up focus. It started more at the sort of portfolio level, and we've been building out these sort of project-facing capabilities quietly over the last couple of years. So that's my story. I'm happy to go into more detail later.
Terrific. I look forward to it. Mike, how about you?
At Chevron, we've had a very long history of using decision analysis. And as Charles mentioned, at Chevron, it was also early 90s where a large number of major capital projects were very large projects with large amounts of spending were being decided upon. And choosing the scope of those projects was very important. There were a number of people involved at the time that helped instigate and initiate decision analysis within Chevron. A couple of those are Frank Cook, Brian Putt, and Larry Neal, who have all left Chevron at this point, but still are engaged with SDP. And there's a large number of people at work at Chevron and who've had history with Chevron. We've also had a lot of help from executive sponsors within the organization, and that has helped to make it endemic within our society and culture at Chevron. And we're continuing to develop that as we move forward.